Today is March 31st, 2024, and this is the weekly update on the war between Israel and Hamas. Shalom, my friends. This is Akiva with Israel in 5, where we give you everything Israel in 5 minutes. Please like and subscribe. And if you have any questions or want to leave a comment, please do so below in the comments. So the war continues well over 5 months now, since October 7th. We're coming very close to 6 months of this war already, Israel's second longest war, fighting the Hamas terror organization in the Gaza Strip and simultaneously fighting against the Hezbollah terrorist organization backed by Iran in southern Lebanon. These two fronts continue to escalate, and as we've said in the past, fighting continues throughout the Gaza Strip, in the center and the north, and all our eyes are still on the south of the Gaza Strip in the Rafah region, as we say Rafah in Hebrew, where a full-on military operation by Israel has not yet taken place because of the large number of civilians there. But as top generals and politicians have said for weeks and weeks now, that this war cannot end and Hamas cannot be fully dismantled until and unless Israel does go into the southern region of Gaza, into the Rafah region, to fight the remaining battalions that exist there. So this war continues. Hostages still are in captivity, over 130 of them, and every single day we pray for the return, and soldiers are in the Gaza Strip fighting for the return nonstop. The northern border continues to be a place of worry and concern, as Hezbollah does not stop sending rockets and mortar attacks into Israel on a day-to-day, daily basis. Just in the past few days, certain areas have been hit, buildings, civilians killed, military posts targeted. This continues to be a serious threat, an increasing threat, and that's why politicians and, again, top military personnel have been saying that most likely we're going into a full-on war with Hezbollah in the near future, because nothing short of a full-on ground invasion will stop the threat from Hezbollah. It's not what Israel wants. We never want the war, but in this case, as in the case in the Gaza Strip, it's what's necessary in order to return safety and security to the entire country, and specifically those living up in the north. Tens and tens of thousands of Israelis are still out of their homes from the northern communities. They left on October 8th and they have not yet been back. And that is obviously not okay for any country to live with. And Israel intends to do all that it can to return safety and security and peace to the north, and allow their civilians, their citizens, to return to their homes and to their communities. Elsewhere in the country, we're a few weeks now into Ramadan, and thank God 3 weeks now have gone peacefully on the Temple Mount. There's grave concern this year, as in past years, there's been increased violence and terror attacks during the month of Ramadan. We have seen that in general throughout the country, terror attacks occurring during this month, but specifically in the Temple Mount, that has often been a very, very hot spot, a big hot spot for clashes, for protests, for terrorism. And thank God 3 weeks in a row, Friday prayers have gone about peacefully. And I think we need to commend Israel's security infrastructure for making sure of that. We continue to thank you for your support, your prayers, all that you're doing for Israel. Keep it coming. The soldiers need it. The soldiers appreciate it. I've heard it specifically, personally from them on my own. And we continue to pray for the soldiers, for their safety. We continue to pray for the hostages to return home quickly to their families, to their lives, to their communities, safely, and in full God willing, health, both mentally and physically. We know that we can't even imagine what they're going through, but we know what they are going through is very, very intense. We need to get them out of there ASAP, and we're praying for the return so quickly. So those are some of the things that are happening here in Israel, having to do this with this war. That started on October 7th with the cross-border attack by Hamas terrorists, thousands of them, into Israeli communities along the border with Gaza. And Israel has been fighting strongly and valiantly ever since, and we hope for an end to this war quickly, an end that brings about the end of Hamas rule in the Gaza Strip and removes the threat of the Hezbollah terrorist organization from the border in Israel's north. All the best and be well.